honey come back. Sometime I'm on a red blackjack. Sometime.
Hello everybody, meet my new co-host to the show, Hazel, who's joining us today. So happy to announce that episode 2 is ready to go. Episode 2 is with Eric, and Eric is an incredible tattoo artist based out of Santa Teresa in Costa Rica, and he has built up an amazing shop called Good Life Tattoo over the last 15 years. This conversation was all going to be about becoming a tattoo artist, Eric's art, and how he made a start and grew from there. The theme of this conversation is going to be about fatherhood. So Eric at length talks about becoming a dad, his own relationship with his dad, and how it's made him the man he is today. So enjoy it, and let's get into the show. I am so happy to be chatting to you.
Yeah, man, likewise.
Yeah. You first off, this man gave me these tattoos a month ago.
A month ago now.
I feel it was a month ago, yeah.
Yeah, probably. Makes sense.
In Santa Teresa. And yeah, I just read, like, again, first of all, what you do, you're amazing at it. You brought these to life. I had an image of, I wanted a butterfly and a clownfish, and you brought them to life for me, Eric. Like, I wouldn't have imagined what they look like now, so thank you. So that's why I was like, that was one of the reasons I wanted to chat and get to know you a bit more. And then secondly, I think I was in the chair or on the seat for about 3 hours. So yeah, you were just great to have a conversation with. So I wanted more people to listen to your story, more about you, Eric. And the whole purpose of Saturdays is that it's to speak with people who have followed their passion, who have maybe followed a different road, and who can offer people advice on how they should follow their own journey. So what you did that made you so unique.
That's cool.
They can kind of take action from that, either through listening or through watching, and kind of learning from the different people that we have on this collection for this series. So
cool.
I thought you would be a perfect person after what we chatted about for people to learn from.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the opportunity. Yeah, it was a pleasure tattooing you. I hope we can do some more.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's funny actually. You mentioned just the kind of the whole theme that you asked me about for this podcast. Last night, I think it was, this famous tattooer that I don't know him, but I follow him and stuff. He had a post up asking what people's favorite part of tattooing besides the actual tattooing is. And there was a bunch of different responses, and the first thing that came to my mind was being able to come to common grounds with someone that you wouldn't otherwise have anything in common with. And it's because of the kind of, I think, the mutual trust involved in getting a tattoo. Somebody has to be vulnerable and let down all their defenses to let you tattoo them, and then you've got to, not show them your bias if you have any. In order for them to feel that way. And so you both have to trust each other, and that's led to, for me, having some really cool conversations over the years.
For sure.
With people that I agree with almost everything, and then also with people that I would probably catch heat from on the street because of my viewpoints on things. So yeah, I think it provides an uncommon intimacy between people in the world we live in today, tattooing. So that's, when you say following your passions, like, one of my favorite things about tattooing is being able to have experiences like that and that lead to things like this. So
how on earth did you start this shop, be in this shop, come to Santa Teresa? Like, this place is unique. Like, I know you've seen many different faces and iterations of it, but like, where did that start, Eric?
So I'm from Santa Cruz, California. I was born and raised there.
Cool.
And then my dad moved here when I was 15, which was the time that I first came to visit.
Yeah.
And then when I was 17, when I turned 17, I was going into senior year of high school. My dad gave me the opportunity to come down here when he was now living here. And so I came down to do a semester.
17, yeah.
I did my first semester of senior year. And kind of just got a taste for, I didn't know what normal was at that point, so it didn't seem that out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
But I was aware that at that time, people didn't really have that much concept of like an expat. Now it's a very common term.
Were you the only expat in senior year?
But I was the only English-speaking person my age in the town.
Could you speak Spanish?
Nope.
Nope.
Not at that time.
No Spanish.
No, that was, I was young enough to where it came pretty quickly. I would say
Yeah.
I was conversational within that first year. Also because there was limited people to speak English with.
Yeah.
I mean, there was plenty of expats. There was probably, 100 or less maybe expats living here at the time. But of them, there was one or two close to my age. And I was pretty much the youngest. And then, so I had a lot of, my dad's friends to talk to and hang out with. But all of my friends that were my age were local kids, which there also wasn't many of. I mean, at that time, this town, you wouldn't recognize it then, even in the terms of like locals that lived here. There's like 5-6 families from this town in particular. So even a lot of the Ticos that you meet here come from around.
What's a Tico?
Tico is a Costa Rican.
Tico's a Costa
Yeah.
Rican. Tico,
Yeah.
is it, and Tica?
Tico and Tica.
Tico
Yep.
and Tica. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And
It's not derogatory.
not derogatory. good. They're good words.
Yeah.
So Tico and Tica mean that's
Costa Rican.
Got it. That's good to know.
Because otherwise it's Costarricense.
Costa Ricense. Okay.
Yeah, which is a little bit more of a mouthful, so it's easier to say Tico or Tica.
So 17, you get down here, not a lick of Spanish on you, and like what was it
Just you and your dad? Did you other
Just
family
me and my
or
dad
what
and my
happened?
sister. My sister came down as well. She was
okay.
2 years younger than me. So it was a big one for her too. She was a sophomore, going into sophomore year in high school. So we both did 6 months.
Yeah.
Did our first semester. I went back, I graduated, and kind of floated there for like a year and a half maybe.
In
I
Santa
came back
Teresa?
here to visit. No, back in California.
Got it.
When I graduated, I moved into a house with some friends of mine and, partied and lived close to the beach and surfed. And
Yeah. You're like 19 at this time, I would say. 19, 20?
18,
18,
19.
okay.
When I came back here full time, I was 19. So
Okay, you're young.
there was like a time floating around in between there. Yeah, I'm 38 now. I'll be
38.
39 next
I'm
month.
35, yeah.
Nice. So yeah,
Time
it's
flies.
that was in 2004, 2003, 2004 was when I first came to live.
Okay. Okay.
And then by 2005 or 6, I was here kind of full time. And then in 2009, I think, or 8 or 9, I went back to the U.S. To make some money. At that time, I was not tattooing.
Yeah. Did you go to college? Did you?
No, I graduated high school and I took a couple of college classes at my local community college in Santa Cruz.
Yeah,
Cabrillo College it's called. Just for fun, which was unbeknownst to me at the time, but kind of what set me up for the path of tattooing.
Okay.
I always knew that I wanted to pursue something creative.
That's pretty big though. Like pursue something creative to run in your own shop.
Yeah, I mean, all of the work that I've done, I've tried to find things that allowed me to have some creative spark in it. I was a sushi chef for a long time.
Cool.
My dad's a builder. He's the kind of jack of all trades that can just do anything. And he's worked his ass off my whole life. So I kind of saw how his work ethic and how hard he had to push just to like make it work. And he was a young dad, he raised me and my sister, him and my mom, without much, and they had to work their ass off, and like we all do. But I think I just saw, like, when he moved here, it was because he was unhappy with being a contractor and just being in the grind and feeling stuck in the grind. And so him coming here opened my eyes to like, oh, you don't just have to prescribe to whatever thing you kind of grew up in and know. So that was a huge impact and moment for me. And then just he's an amazing artist as well. And so I've always kind of wanted to do art, and I've always done art since I was little. When I learned how to tattoo, I had to kind of, I don't want to say stifle my creativity, but I had to change the way I look at art in order to get good at the craft of tattooing.
Yeah.
Because as artistic as it is and may seem from the outside, I think any tattooer worth his salt would say that like it's a craft first and foremost.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, there's an artistic pursuit, there's a creative pursuit within that, but it's like being a chef, right? Like it's artistic to understand food and be creative with combining this, and the whole world, the culinary world is an artistic pursuit. But in that, you're not being an artist when you're working in a kitchen.
Yeah.
You're executing things to a specific standard. You're giving people what they expect to see back.
Yeah.
You know, you're not just going into the back and creating your Taj Mahal and bringing it out and like, oh, you don't like shrimp? Like, well, this is my craft. You know, so,
How dare you?
so I've always tried to kind of take that outlook. That was one of the first things I learned when I started getting into tattooing was to kind of like put your own pride away for a second and like try and learn what's come before you and who the masters of this were and how can you like respect the craft of it, you know, above all.
And then like so you're building up. Like, where did your first experience of tattooing come from?
So I got tattooed. My first tattoo, I think I was 17.
Okay.
I went with my dad. And at that time,
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was. I think it was right after my trip here. I think.
It's a nice moment with your father, though.
Yeah, and it's funny because my dad is he's a man's man without having to be outwardly boastful about it. So tattoos for him were always this kind of like lame, like people are trying too hard to, you know, he saw this biker world and just this kind of disrespectful, which like at that time in the 80s, you know, like people that were into tattoos were that. It was a different kind of culture.
Yeah.
And, you know, in my dad's life, he was always just like, that's gross. Those are gross men kind of thing, which he wasn't wrong about.
Different
different generation.
Different generation.
But so it was interesting because when I was like, I think I want to get tattooed and like I'm into tattoos. I like the art. I think it looks. I was painting a lot at the time and doing graffiti and stuff and just being a degenerate kid running around
like
Santa Cruz and stuff. And so I kind of expressed some like, oh, this could be like a fun thing, and you can make some money at it. It's a whole world that just felt shrouded in kind of like secrecy and sort of darkness for me. So it was sort of off limits. And to my surprise, my dad was like, oh, like, well, if you want, like, let's go get tattoos then. And I was like, what?
No, what?
Like,
Your
this
dad was
guy
going to get
doesn't
one with
have
you as
any
well.
tattoos. He's like not about tattoos, but he saw me into it and was like, well, then you better go get some.
Yeah.
So like, we went down and got tattooed together, and that was cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
What did you get?
I got family over my heart right here, and then from there, that was in 2006 maybe, 2005. No, well, if it was, 2004 or 5.
Yeah.
Would have been 2005 after I came back, and I was like, wow. Now, how do I start tattooing?
Yeah. So you got the first tattoo with your. What did your dad get, by the way?
He got my name on his arm.
It's very cool.
My name or my sister's name? I think he got my sister's name.
Okay.
And then later, the next year or something, I did my name on his arm. I picked up...
Oh, you tattooed?
Well, yeah,
your
so
dad.
I just like bought stuff online. I was like gung-ho, didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
Same with me at the podcast. I'm the same with me at fucking everything. Good.
Right,
yeah.
but if
Just
your
go.
podcast doesn't go right, you don't fuck up their life.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, I guess it could, depending how bad it goes, but...
Well, no, that you were.
That's why I ended up putting it down in the beginning.
Yeah.
I started and I did it for 3 or 4 months and tattooed a bunch of my friends, and some of them I've seen and aren't so bad, and a lot of them are pretty shit.
Yeah.
But I had no idea what I was doing, and I kind of became aware during that process that like this doesn't feel good. This just doesn't feel right. I know I can learn like this, but the learning curve is so much longer, and I just didn't feel comfortable guessing on people.
Yeah.
So I waited. That was when I became a sushi chef. I went to live in Oregon for a little while, in Portland,
Okay.
Did sushi there, thinking,
Why
oh,
did you go to Oregon?
Where? What?
Why did you go to Oregon from Santa Cruz?
So it was actually from here. I was here, and then
Yeah.
I had to go back to make some money. So I went to go trim weed up in Northern California.
Okay.
I had a bunch of friends with farms up there. It was at that time it was quick, easy money. So I went up, met a girl on a farm.
That's usually how the story
You know,
goes.
we fell in love, or well, I fell in love.
Yeah. No, I've fallen in love too.
Moved up to
I've
Portland.
had that one-sidedness. Yeah.
I moved up to Portland with her. It didn't last, but I ended up staying there for like a year.
Okay.
And in that time, I was like, I'm gonna get an apprenticeship up here. And quickly, that dream got smashed because Oregon has regulations that make it so you have to get certified through a school rather than going through an apprenticeship program.
Right.
So that kind of just turns into like a cash grab for
Yeah.
people that are teachers.
Okay. Yeah.
At that time, I was just like, okay, cool. Well, I don't have 10 grand to spend on an education
On a
to
course.
learn how to tattoo.
Yeah.
So I kind of put it down and just started doing sushi. And then a year there, I was like, what am I doing up in the foggy, cold, wintry Northwest? It's like, you know, I love it up there, but I came back here, and that was in 2009. And when I came back, I had only been gone for maybe a year. And the shop had just started with this guy, Ryan, who opened it.
Is your dad still here at this point?
He's not, oh, at that time, yeah.
Yeah.
At that point, my dad was still here.
Okay.
There was a new tattoo shop in town. This guy, Ryan, from San Diego, owned it. I just came in and started hanging out and painting and just, I think inside me, I was like, this is the only way I'm going to find some way to do this if I want to do it. And at that time, he had a new kid working for him, Kavika, who was like his apprentice.
Yeah.
And I showed up, and he kind of offered to do the same for me. So me and Kavika apprenticed under him for not very long.
Yeah.
I think he had me doing tattoos for him within a couple months.
Okay.
Which in hindsight was too early. I was just kind of got thrown into the fire.
Who are you tattooing in Santa Teresa at that time? Is there?
So at that time, at that time, as well as when I first came here, there was people here, but it was seasonal tourism. So people living here, there wasn't that many. But there was, during this time of year, March, April, basically January through April is the high season. And that was when we would just get a boom.
Okay.
And so it was like, take advantage of it. You're doing everything you can to scoop up as much work as you can.
Got it.
And then we'd prepare, you'd stack some money and prepare for the wet season, which would just completely shut down.
Is it still the case today? I'm asking as a person who wants to stay, who's going to stay on.
No, now we have a full circular economy. So now...
Love that.
I mean, it slows down.
Yeah.
And if your job is dependent on the tourism market, then... yeah, you're going to have less
You're going to
work.
have a dip, yeah.
But now there's so many other industries and holes in the market. You can sell sandwiches on the beach year-round and you'll be fine. But as you've seen, it's pretty expensive to live here. So
those sandwiches are expensive as well.
Well, that's what gets us back down to that same conversation like we were having before with digital nomads, and that really changed the local economy here.
Yeah, for sure.
It was never a cheap place to live, but once people that were used to spending or were okay with spending $3,000 or $4,000 on rent to come and live here and work on their computer, it changed the housing market for everybody. So if you worked as a waiter, a lot of the waiters here don't make a salary. They only go on tips. And if you haven't noticed, not everybody tips here.
Or the tips, if you pay by card,
tips are 10%, and it's included, and people go, "Oh, cool. Well, tips are already on there." So,
and it doesn't.
So you really don't make much money as a waiter here, even in a pretty nice restaurant. And it's California prices here.
It is California prices here. That's the one downside of being here from Dublin. It's like it's
and so
really
that
expensive.
Just got magnified when really COVID hit and really magnified that, because that was when all of a sudden people didn't have to go to work at a physical place anymore. Oh, I can do the same work from my computer. Well, what's stopping me from going overseas and working somewhere else?
Absolutely.
Nothing. And then countries like this made it easier for people to do that. You know, they wanted to incentivize economic growth through those same people coming down.
For sure.
And so they started offering, you know, these kind of digital nomad. They extended the visa, the tourist visa, from 3 months to 6 months.
Yeah, it's 6 months now.
Gave other incentives for people to get residency through investment things. And basically just went like, yeah, if you're working outside the country from here, it's all good.
Yeah.
You can be on a tourist visa, which is pretty mind-boggling because they're not making tax off of that.
No, they're just...
But they're counting on those people going to the cafes and going spending money in the local economy, which has helped on one side, and it's also made it way harder for people that are either from here or have lived here and rely on what money they can make here.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it went from, I mean, I used to pay $250 a month in rent, and now I pay $1,700.
$250 to $1,700.
Yeah, it's a different house, but it's, you know.
You just moved into that place, I think, when you were tattooing me. You said there's no windows in your bedroom. Am I?
Yeah, so I'm paying $1,700.
Sorry, I thought I was making
a house with no windows.
I thought I was making that up in my head.
No windows.
No windows.
Not like no glass, like no hole in the wall. So it can be hard to wake up in the morning if I don't set an alarm.
Do you like not having no window? Would you
No. I like waking up with the sun.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
But you know,
I'm in a studio.
Silver linings when you're all hungover. It's really nice to just be in your AC cave. But it's not I don't think it's healthy for us to wake up in the darkness.
I agree.
Like that.
I agree.
A time when there's light outside.
I totally. I'm in.
It even hurts my eyes. I'll wake up and I'll go outside and be like, Jesus, what time is it?
Fucking.
And it sucks. Like, I'm used to waking up with the light, which here is 5:30, 6 a.m.
Yeah. I have no curtains on.
And right now, if I don't have an alarm to wake me up, I'm out.
You're snoozing.
7:30.
Are you more well rested because of that, or?
No, I mean, depends.
Yeah.
How late I'm going to bed. But I generally try to get 8 hours of sleep.
So then, like, you're kind of bringing you back. You've done you've apprenticed. You've started tattooing people. Like, you are staying in Santa at that stage. Like, what happens? Like, does a family come along? Do you meet anybody? Do you do any other jobs? Like, what is life for Eric?
At that time, I'm working through my apprenticeship. I'd say by the time I was really like tattooing full time, it was about a year.
A year, okay.
And I was tattooing after only a few months, but to say that I had transitioned to like tattooing was probably after about a year, in which time I was working on my dad's sailboat. My dad used to have a sailboat down here that we did charters on.
Cool, man. You are a hustler.
Yeah, I've done a lot. I've worked on the canopy tour. I've done like zip line things. I've done surf lessons. I've worked in surf shops. I've just in this town, I had sushi nights at different restaurants and hotels. Working on sailboats, painting murals, doing construction work. Yeah. Even still, I mean, I like doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
I like using my hands.
You're kind of like your dad in ways. If he's a man of all, jack of all trades.
Yeah, I strive. I think that's always been a pride point for me. Like with my dad, is just like I've always liked that he's so capable of so many things, and so I've kind of always strived to be that. But you know, I assumed that when you're young and you don't know any different, I assumed that's what everyone was doing.
Man, I love that attitude, because when you're young and don't know any different, or when you're in your own head the whole time.
I didn't think I was special.
No, I don't think the skills I had were special until you're like, oh yeah, not everyone can do that or has that.
It's really only in the past maybe 5 years that I've realized that I am capable of a lot more than I gave myself credit for.
Good on you. What was that change? Why did that change happen?
Well, COVID happened, and this place went from a boom town to a ghost town overnight.
Okay.
Nobody was really sure what was going to happen in the, I mean, during that whole time, it was like, if you lived in a city, you were pretty sure that eventually the city was going to go to something that resolved normal or resembled normalcy.
Of course.
Eventually, or I think it was harder to accept that this is changing everything forever. Where in a place like this, we just saw this stark
cut.
Oh, there's nothing now, which in the beginning was super cool and eerie, which I think a lot of people experienced all over the world. This all of a sudden LA has no smog.
Yeah.
All of a sudden there's beautiful sunsets that you never even knew were there, and
Absolutely.
just all the little silver linings across the world, I think, were felt. We just didn't know how long that was going to affect this place because it was so precarious.
For sure.
It ended up bouncing back really fast because of efforts the government made.
Okay.
And, we were one of the first places to start getting tourism back.
Yeah.
Because of all those things that the government did to make that happen, which really helped our economy get ahead of the kind of global crash that started happening. But during that limbo period is when I kind of had to go, oh shit, all right, if this doesn't go back to normal, I'm ready. I got to be ready for big changes. What does that mean?
Okay.
I didn't own property. My dad has a piece of property here. Me and my now ex-wife moved down there.
Okay.
Kind of to
I'm
go,
separated
what are we
as
going to
well.
do?
Yeah.
What are we going to, let's just lay low at my dad's property for a little bit. And then I saw an opportunity to buy a piece of property, and we didn't really have the money, but we scraped it together and had help from my family, and we're able to get this little piece of property, which was okay, at least now our foot is in the door. I could see the writing on the wall that things were probably going to get expensive when it did reopen. And I think in that period I was just well, we need to build a house now. And we didn't have any money to have someone build us a house, so I was okay, I got to build a house.
You built a house?
So I built our house, yeah.
Wow.
And just kind of out of necessity, and
But
I knew that I had all the knowledge that I needed at my fingertips. With my dad.
There's watching a YouTube video and
I watched a lot of YouTube videos.
Yeah, but man, there's building a house and then there's that is very impressive.
Well, thank you.
That is.
I mean, I couldn't have done it without my dad. Every step of the way, it was.
Does your dad still live here now?
No, now he's back in the U.S. He's been back in the U.S. for some years now.
Okay.
Since a little bit before COVID, he was there.
What age is he now?
He just turned 60.
Okay.
So yeah, he's a pretty young dude. He's still he's a beast. He could beat the shit out of me, no problem.
60 isn't old. They all,
no, 60 is the new 30. I
60.
Feel
Yeah, you're pushing it now.
Someone asked if me and him were brothers the other day, and I was like, "Fuck."
Fuck you. Well,
all right.
You look good for 38.
Oh, thank you.
You built a house with your dad. Those are beautiful moments, man.
It's not even really with him. He was in the U.S.
Yeah.
But the whole process was okay, I know what the next step is. All right, I gotta start. I gotta build the foundation.
Well, it's hardly fucking IKEA.
Call with my dad. Okay, yeah, boom. All right, okay, now I'm starting with a container, and then we're gonna build a structure off the container. What should I do? And it's my dad drawing plans, sending them to me revising them, sending them back. And so we did this back and forth over 10 months of building, probably. He came down in the middle of it and helped with a couple things physically, but most of it was all... I didn't do physically all the work. I did a lot of it, but I had help. I'm not the best welder. I can stick metal together, but I'm not a great welder.
Oh,
so
you can't weld. Oh, that's what a shock. You can't. I'm not the best welder. I'm terrible at plumbing.
No, plumbing I'm all right.
Jesus Christ. Oh, wow.
Electricity, I don't fuck with that.
Yeah.
It's not worth doing it wrong. So yeah, no, I had a lot of help along the way, but a lot of the finishings I wanted to do myself.
Okay.
A lot of the stuff that we were gonna see, and that's kind of the fun part for me, is doing the finishing work and carpentry, and it was a really fun project. It was very rewarding.
How long did it take?
It's super stressful. I think it was a year from when we bought the property to living in it, or a little over a year, but I think the build was probably around 10 months.
Okay.
Yeah, the build wasn't Wasn't more than that.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was kind of like, we didn't have money to build, so we were making money as we went. So I was still tattooing through that. And my wife she had just started a business. It was getting off the ground, but making good money. And so she was able to put a lot of capital to keep us going. And then I was doing my part with tattooing and still bringing home money. And
did you feel like, because like when you get into like a motion of that where you're building a house and doing that and like earning money, were you very regimented during that time?
I've never been regimented.
Like, so, because
I am the most chaotic, like, schedule person. I've gotten better.
Well, in fairness, if you're chaotic, you're chaotic, but you managed to buy some land, figure out how to build a house, do some welding, and tattoo at the same. Like, that's a lot of life.
I'm driven based off what I know needs to get done. I don't plan too far ahead. I never have.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get better at that, but yeah, I've never had a lot of long-term plans and goals. I kind of see things coming and happening, and then once there's urgency, like, then I can just like drive on it. And I'm good at driving on something.
Good.
I'm good at like.
Has that always worked for you?
Depends what you mean by work, but yeah,
good.
I think so.
Good way, yeah. Good word, yeah. Depends.
You know, I think the lifestyle that I live is, in a lot of ways, for a lot of people, it's desirable from the outside. But if someone were living the way that I live, they probably would feel like it's just there's too much like up in the air all the time.
Yeah.
And I've kind of just haven't really known another way to live than that. So things being up in the air hasn't really ever bothered me.
Okay.
Some people need that like regimented, structured, like,
like
I don't know this, and that's always scared me because I'm like, well, if I set myself up for this thing, there's always going to be something in the middle that sets me off that track. So I'm kind of like, I'll have this long term, like I knew I wanted to tattoo somehow.
Yeah.
I didn't know how I was going to get to that point.
Yeah.
Me and an ex-girlfriend of mine drove a camper down from California to here in like 2012.
How long did that take?
We did it in 3 or 4 months, like just it was a trip, you know, we stayed in a bunch of places.
It's fun.
Through Mexico, and it was really fun.
Yeah.
But in that was one of those things where it was like this loose, like, I know I want to do this trip. But we bought a 76 GMC, like, camper van.
Yeah.
Old, everything worked in it though. We bought it for like $3,000 or $4,000 in Santa Cruz. And much to my mom's chagrin, you know, she's going like, what the fuck? You just bought this like piece of shit van. You're going to drive through Central America back to Costa Rica. And she's like, do you guys have any money? And my girlfriend at the time she didn't have any money. She wasn't working.
Yeah.
I was not here tattooing at the shop, so I was like, no, but I can just tattoo on the way and we'll just figure it out.
Yeah.
And my stepdad is just going, what? Because he's the structured, he's got it all worked out years ahead when he's going to retire and when is this and he's really good at playing that game and living in that part of the system.
Yeah.
Something that's always scared me. And I remember him he told me recently after, he was like, I can't believe you guys did that trip, and I was so worried. I was like, for sure, in a week or two, we're gonna get a call, you know, oh, we need help or whatever. And he's like, that call never came.
That call never came. You figured
eventually, you guys were in
yourself.
Costa Rica, and yeah, I mean, I didn't even see it as a struggle, to be honest. I was like, we'll be all right.
Were you happy?
Yeah, there was a really bad relationship.
Okay.
So that part of it wasn't great.
Yeah, that would suck.
At that point.
Yeah.
It started out great, but
on the trip it wasn't.
It was tough.
Yeah.
We had a lot of rough times. So it's kind of a bummer. A lot of that trip I have sort of blocked out of my memory.
Oh, okay.
Not on purpose, just things were so hectic and kind of toxic that I don't remember a lot of it.
It's such a shame. That's why I'm like truly happy down here. One of the last trips I had with my ex was to South Africa, and it was the most beautiful place in the world. I was proper switched off for the first time after starting a business for the first year, and I just remember she just was not happy. Like you can feel it. Like it wasn't like a toxic like Like, it wasn't arguments, but it's what wasn't said, and that feeling. But like, it's...
And when you're somewhere foreign, lost in the middle of nowhere, and you're kind of trapped in that position, it's like, it's super uncomfortable.
And you were in a camper van traveling through Central America. I was only in South Africa, but that's not a nice feeling to sit with, it's not a nice way to live either. After seeing what happiness can look like, and
it's hard because she's a great person. I think I'm a good person. We weren't great for each other, but we didn't know how to leave it at that. Yeah. We just stayed in way longer than we should have. And
does any relationship know to leave it when you should, like two people?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Probably not.
No.
Probably not. Just depends, like, how toxic do you let it get.
Yeah. That's like, yeah.
I mean, no, that's not true.
You think?
Me and my ex-wife, we're only a little over a year separated.
Okay. Does she still live in Santa?
She still lives here.
Yeah.
And she's my son's mom.
Okay.
And although that was hard, and has been hard, and still is hard sometimes, I'm really proud of us. Like, we didn't let it go too long to where things were really breaking down.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way to, like, take the hardness out of breakups like that.
Yeah.
But the love and respect level being maintained is the measure of how well you did.
Absolutely.
The fact that we can still love who each other are.
Yeah.
And co-parent our kid together.
You're going to be a great
like,
mom and dad for your son because of that.
We never wanted that part of our, like, the family unit to go away.
Yeah.
Even though, our relationship had faded. And we're both really proud of ourselves and each other for being able to, up to this point still, like, want the best, like, genuinely for the other person. And it's a lot to navigate. And it's a lot to navigate when you have a new life together with someone else, and then still have that closeness.
But you
with your
you
ex.
built a house together, like,
and we still own it together.
Yeah, but that's the you built
We still own it together, which is another point of, like, I think a lot of people. It comes down to people not being able to take accountability. I think.
Yeah.
If you can't take accountability for your part in why something went wrong, then you're doomed to, like, kind of hate each other.
Yeah.
Like, eventually, like, it's just.
Yeah.
Because if you can't really just accept the responsibility that you have in it, then, like, you're going to resent until that resent turns to something. So
that's one of the reasons I enjoyed our chat so much. You're very matter of fact. Like, that's brilliant advice. That's kind of like, there's two of you in it, but you have a role in it as well, like, to take accountability. And it's very hard to see that when you're in the thick of it as well. Oh. Yeah.
It's impossible. Now, you just have to remember it. You have to remember that, like, later I'm going to feel differently about this.
Yeah.
So, like, and, like, I think I'm a really patient person in general, but I'm not super good at hiding my feelings. Like.
Okay, you let your feelings out.
I wear them.
Okay.
So I might not be the first to talk about them, but it's pretty obvious what I'm thinking. Okay. At any given moment.
Is it obvious?
Oh, I don't know if it's obvious, but it's obvious that something's off. It's obvious when I'm bummed. It's obvious when, like, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Like, I don't have a great filter for. Some people can just stone face their way through shit, which I guess can serve you, but at the end of the day, it just leaves people guessing who you are. Maybe.
I think it kills your soul as well. Like, I can't stoic. I don't do it for me. Like, I don't do it for the other person. I do it for me. Like, I want to let out what I feel. Yeah. Because I don't want to hold anything back, because I'll live with regrets. And whether it's a relationship or a business or a point of life, like, if you're holding that part, it's just such a waste if you held that back. And it's not saying that, I need to have the last word or anything. It's more just about talking how you feel and following your heart. Like and that's the big reason of the kind of a chat like this.
Yeah.
Do you
And acknowledging your flaws and really, like, everyone kind of knows the things about themselves that are maybe unsavory to other people. Yeah. You've been told them your whole life. Yeah. You catch yourself in them
Yeah, your
I'm
shadow
really
sides.
stubborn. I'm really argumentative. I'm always right.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Is this what's being said to you, or?
Oh yeah, but I know it to be true too.
Okay, yeah,
Like,
it's okay.
I don't
yeah.
hide from it. I don't pretend that it's not me or that it's something that I'm going through that makes me that way.
Yeah.
And I also don't think it's a permanent like characteristic of mine.
No.
But those are my things that
We're layered people.
am like here to. That's what I'm working on. You know.
Yeah. How do you work on that?
By trying to take accountability. Like
Well said, man.
as much as you can. Like the more accountable you are for failed relationships, whether it's friendships, business, or otherwise, like if you can't self-audit, then you're not growing. You're not going to learn what other people are perceiving about you. Like if you can't see yourself the way others are seeing you, then
Yeah.
you're just never wrong in your mind.
Yeah,
And I already
yeah.
have enough of that feeling of like I'm never wrong.
Yeah.
So I need I need to quell it with something.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about myself, and you're talking in a good way. Like as in that's something I have to that I'm confronted with.
I mean, we all know someone who, like, no matter what chaos happens in their life, it's always someone else's fault.
Yeah,
We all know that person or a bunch of versions of that person.
Yeah.
And there's nothing more, like, obviously a fallacy than that. Like, when you see that, it's so obvious to everyone else.
Yeah.
Like,
You just know.
And,
just
you're
feel
like,
it.
how is this not obvious to you? Like, how are you not seeing your role in how this played out?
Yeah.
You know? You loaned money to a junkie, and then he didn't pay you back, and now you just burned your friendship with him. Like, bro, you should have known that when you loaned him money. He wasn't
Or when
gonna
you
pay
became
you.
friends. Yeah.
He's a junkie. Like, if you want to be his friend, you accept that part about him or you don't.
Yeah.
And if you accept it, it comes with the, like, all right, I'm not going to lend you money because I know I'm probably not going to get it back. And if I do lend you money, like, that's on me. Like, yeah, you can ask for it back. You can, but, like, if you're going to let that burn your friendship with that person,
Yeah.
then to me it speaks more to, like, you not being able to, like, accept the part that you played in that happening, you know? Yes, it's not your
Yeah.
fault. This person did this to you, but you let it happen.
You did. You had a
know.
part there. Did you like even the accountability part? Like I totally I can feel and see that from you. Do you like? Let me ask you. Do you open up your heart a lot? Like is that like? Do you find it easy to let people in, or like really show people who Eric is?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't have much to hide.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I said, I might not always be the first to talk about something that's hard to talk about, but I don't have a hard time trusting people. I go into every relationship that I have with like full trust until proven otherwise, and then find my boundaries from there.
Yeah.
I always have naturally, and then once I was able to like philosophize that, I decided also that that's the way I would rather go about having a relationship, rather than being distrustful in the beginning and someone having to earn your trust and earn to get into
Yeah. I
your
don't like
inner-
that.
You know, some people, I get it.
They've had life happen. To
They've
them.
had life happen to them, and
Yeah.
they're naturally distrustful. I was fortunate enough to have parents who trust was like fundamental for, and they
Yeah.
didn't hide themselves from me. They didn't hide who they were or what they did or what their flaws were. They didn't pretend to be superhuman for me. And I think because of their honesty, I didn't want to hide things from them.
Yeah.
And I try to bring that into my own parenting because it's something that I really appreciated about mine. And when I was
Yeah.
becoming a teenager and going and doing fucked up stuff in the neighborhood, and like, obviously I'm not out there telling my parents everything I'm doing, but like, I never felt like I had to lie about where I was going.
Okay.
I never had to like pretend I was going to this friend's and go to that friend.
Yeah.
Or, like, they knew me inside and out. I knew that I couldn't slip anything by them anyway.
Yeah.
And I just felt safe that I didn't have to lie. And I remember a lot of my friends
Safe.
being in this kind of everything was a lie.
I was one of them.
And
Yeah.
like I remember asking myself and them, like, why didn't you tell them that we're going, like, does it matter? Like, things that weren't a big deal, they would lie about. And I'm like, why? Like, I didn't understand it. And now I get it, like, in terms of, like, okay, like, there's some households where, like, the truth isn't even a thing. Like, there's households where people don't even know their parents. Their parents don't know their kids. Talking's not a thing.
No.
And so, yeah, hiding yourself and lying about what you're doing is just a protection mechanism at that point. And so I get how it's so natural. But, you know, at that time, it was so foreign to me. I was like, why is everyone lying to their parents so much?
With respect, though, Eric, like the fact that your parents split up and like your mum started a new life with a new partner and your dad came here, like it's very easy. Like I could be talking to a very different man here, by the way, because of that. That's a lot of change in your life. Like your trust system and your like changed because of like your two like your primary caregivers did not want to be apart anymore or together anymore.
That goes back to what I was just saying, though, is like they didn't hide that from me. They didn't hide that process from me. They weren't trying to protect me from
Protect
something.
is another great word.
People use it all the time with their kids, and like they want to protect their kids from seeing some part of them. And I'm like, that is the opposite of protection. Like you're denying their ability to grow through something that is difficult.
Yeah.
And of course, and I get it, because as a parent, you never want to see your kids suffer.
For sure.
And whatever you can do to lessen that suffer, you want to do it. But I have to remind myself constantly to like let him go through this, because otherwise I'm taking away that opportunity for growth for him.
What's your son's name?
Zephyr.
Zephyr.
Yeah.
And
when our family dog died a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And my wife's initial instinct was, okay, like, we got to bury him while Zeph's at school, and I don't want him to have to see that.
Yeah.
And what she was really saying was, I don't want to see him suffer.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
It comes back to the other person, yeah.
And so it's not her fault. Like,
it's not.
She didn't want to see him suffer, as no parent does.
Yeah.
But my first instinct was like, no way. Like, I'm not going to take away his... What if he wants to say bye? Like, he deserves at least the opportunity to do that. And I'm not going to make him see the dog.
Yeah.
But, you know, I told her, I think we should ask him what he wants when we pick him up from school. And I'm not going to bury him yet. I'll dig a hole and I'll get it all ready. But if he wants to see Bongo before we put him in the ground and say bye, I don't want to deny him that opportunity. And then that's what we did. And, you know, my wife after was like, oh my God, I'm so glad we did it that way. Because at the end, it's always easier for them than we think it's going to be. Like, it hurts and it sucks to see your kid in pain, but then you realize that it was really me who didn't want to see him hurt.
Yeah.
Like, I was afraid to tell him we're getting a divorce.
Yeah.
I was afraid to tell him that the dog died because of what I was afraid to feel myself.
Of course.
You know? So I think in that way, it's like, learning like where the selfishness is in that, you know, like to be selfless in that instance is to like, you have to be sad while your kid is sad.
Yeah. How did you figure that out though? Was it from your dad? Was it from your mum? Was it from where has that come from, Eric?
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to think that because I had a very open line of communication with my parents probably plays a big role. And I think just being empathetic with people in general. I think it's always been easy for me to like put myself in the shoes of another person.
Yeah.
I've played like this funny role of like a mediator with a lot of my friends' relationships, kind of just out of nowhere. I'm friends with these two people and they're going through it.
Yeah, and they go to Eric.
And they both come to me. Or they both feel comfortable with me to tell them all the stuff, knowing that I'm also talking to the other one and that I'm not going to be this, I'm not on someone's team. And to me, the only reason I can think of that I become that person is because they can feel that I'm empathizing with them and that they feel comfortable with that. And
Yeah.
and I like that. Like I want to understand where people are coming from.
Yeah.
Like I think our world needs more of that.
Yeah.
I think that's like what is the most lacking right now as we get more and more sheltered and into our like confirmation bias and our little bubble like
Yeah.
sphere of influence that
I know.
is more and more surrounded by people we already agree with.
Yeah.
It's more valuable than ever right now to have difficult relationships with people,
Absolutely.
different viewpoints. Like I was saying before with, you know, one of my favorite things about tattooing outside of the art of tattooing is being locked into a position with someone where neither of us can go anywhere and we think very differently about X ideology or political discourse, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, because of the environment that we're in, it allows for this like, oh, I remember I had this guy some years ago who definitely, I tell right when he walked in the door, I'm like, this guy doesn't agree with me about anything.
Why did you think that?
Because, you know, you can just, you see who people are, and obviously I'm making a big generalization,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah. No, I'm
but
just.
you know, like, without, I mean, okay, I guess I can't really talk about it without giving myself up, but he came in looking extremely, excuse me for anyone who feels offended by this, but extremely right-wing,
Yeah.
like, but an ignorant right-wing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
not someone who has really thought about their position, but someone who just watches Fox News.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I've always been intrigued by that and how someone thinks like that when it's so different from the way I think.
Yeah.
And how we could live in such two different worlds where, like, I cannot understand how you are the way you are and you cannot understand how the way I am.
Yeah.
And he's talking about, you know, how he's got these super libbed up neighbors and he can't even talk to them. It just turns into screaming matches. And like, I could relate to so much of what he was saying,
Yeah.
but on the other side of it.
Okay.
And I was like, see, like, it doesn't have to be like this. Like, everyone's assuming that the other, like, everyone just gets into their corner and then plants their foot and it's like a push off,
Yeah.
right? But like, we have so much more that we actually agree on compared to the people who are really
Good.
fucking controlling us. You
Yeah.
know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
like that division between people is, it's mass produced. It's not a natural thing, you know, and that's because of our media spheres. And I just think when you have these type of things like this, like tattooing doesn't have a left or right ideology intrinsically, right? It's counterculture,
Yeah.
just enough where like everyone kind of can relate to it a little bit and go like, yeah, it's like fuck the government and
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
it has that like air of sort of naughtiness, just enough to where it's just offensive enough,
Yeah.
right? And so I think like,
Come on in. Do you want people to come in?
how's it going?
Come on in. No, yeah, come in. Eric's getting it.
Just waiting for the piercing man.
Oh, okay, you're waiting for the piercer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he should be here pretty soon, I think. If you want, you can feel free to hang out. There's not too much room, but hang out next to these sweaty guys if you want, or you're welcome to hang out inside as well.
Eric, what could be just a good idea, I was thinking of it, if you want to at one point maybe get one of your colleagues to take a picture of you being interviewed like this, like from a corner, and like it would just, again, just for branding, for Good Ink, it could be quite a good shot.
Cool. Yeah.
It's just an idea whenever you want to get that
Probably
done.
when Camilo, our piercer, comes in, he'll
Sweet.
probably want to.
Man, what I've really, like, I don't want to direct this conversation at all, but there's like, I've learned from you on the radical accountability, and that definitely hit a string in my heart. One of the reasons I got a tattoo with you, and I was happy to get a tattoo with you, because it's like, again, it's a very personal experience. You have it for life. Like, if I fuck up a podcast, I just delete it. You can't delete a tattoo. So, but I really wanted to get one for my own meaning, my own journey, and the butterfly was that. And it was beyond my wildest dreams what you created for me. But one of the other reasons I was like, I think this guy is going to be a good guy. You on your Instagram, I can't remember. I was looking at your stuff, and then I saw a picture of you and your son, and I can't remember what the post was, but it was like, "Happy birthday, Zephyr. You have taught me so much about being a dad or a human." Like that. That's pretty. That was like, that's a cool dude. Yeah.
I think any dad can probably relate to that because.
What is being a dad, Zephyr, or to Zephyr and for you?
It's the first thing in your life that's more important than yourself.
Yeah.
Full stop. Like, before that, everything I did was based on what I wanted to do and what was going to make me happy, and kind of I lived a pretty like hedonistic lifestyle, I guess you could say. Even though I was broke, I did what I want when I wanted to do it. And then all of a sudden, this thing that, when you have that lifestyle, that seems like, oh, like why the fuck would I want something that just keeps me from doing what I want to do, right?
Yeah.
And you don't realize how rewarding it is and how much you're capable of until you have to do that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you realize that you're like so much more capable than you gave yourself credit for.
Absolutely.
Because you just never pushed yourself in that way. You never had a reason to, whatever. And I'm speaking for myself. Some people, start a career that teaches them similar things from pretty early on.
Yeah.
For me, it was just this sense of like, oh shit, like, really doesn't matter what I want for a while.
Yeah.
And through that, you learn a lot of things. And I think a lot of accountability was learned through having a kid.
Yeah.
And if you're blaming your kid for your relationship with your kid, you're probably coming at things from the wrong angle.
Yeah, I don't think I don't see you ever doing that.
No, but it's really common.
Yeah.
Is
there any really like proud moments of being a dad that you were like just like, or is it all of it? Like I'm not a dad. I'd like to be a dad one day, but is there a series of it, or is there like moments that really stand out and you're like, wow?
I mean, yeah, there's moments, but sometimes those moments come in the form of just like something seemingly unimportant. The first time you see your kid having a dream, and realizing that there's like a whole nother world going on while he's sleeping, and you can physically see him reacting to a dream. Like, it's not an important thing, but there's like this little like awareness that like, oh shit, he's really got his own world going on, and like, there's a lot of things that, I mean, anytime he accomplishes anything that he set his mind to, that was his goal, I try to really not use the word pride around other people's accomplishments, including my son. Because I think pride is something reserved for our own accomplishments. I think it's a word that we use too loosely. And I say that because I think it diminishes the accomplishments of other people when we take credit, kind of. I'm proud of you. Almost has this like inclination that like I had something to do with your success.
Yeah.
I admire you for what you've accomplished.
Yeah.
To me feels way more powerful. And it's harder to say to someone, because you realize you have to like kind of almost lower your own self.
Okay.
When you say you're proud of someone, you don't have to lower yourself.
No.
When you admire someone, you're kind of putting yourself under them.
No, I don't like
And
that.
I think a lot of the times that we tell people that we're proud of them, especially when it's like our friends, oh man, I'm so proud of how you went through this with your girl or whatever. It doesn't sound bad, but can you imagine how much nicer it would sound to that person to have your friend be like, man, I really admire how you went through that situation with XXX
It is
thing.
powerful.
And oftentimes it's actually what we mean. But we don't say it because it requires us to kind of like lower ourselves in order to big up the other person. And for the past probably 10 years, I've tried to stay really conscious of like not using the word pride in that way.
What do you admire about yourself?
I admire what I perceive to be my ability to deeply feel different people's perspectives, like I was saying.
You're empathetic.
I admire my love as a dad. I admire my patience in certain aspects. I think I admire that no matter what I go through, I still prefer to trust people.
Awesome. You've hope.
Yeah. I'd say those are probably my most redeeming qualities.
Well, they're pretty. Like I can feel that from you. We're coming to the end now. We've been talking for an hour. You know that?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
We don't have to put this in, but I think it's again the beauty of these conversations, Eric. Like why I wanted to talk to you, I just felt there was something there. I was like, this is a cool dude. Like I was like this. I really loved your music taste, and I loved what you did I loved what you created on me, and I felt there was a softness there. I also feel like there's an edge to you, like you really. And I feel like you would be the guy in the street protesting over something.
At one point in my life.
And
I still, now I still pay a lot of attention to politics, and I prefer
I know you do.
to be on the side, on the sidelines.
It's not the sidelines. And I don't even know if it's like I don't think it's about you backing the underdog. I don't think like I back the underdog. I back the underdog even when they're at fault because I like helping the little guy. But sometimes the little guys.
I just fucking hate injustice.
Yeah.
I hate injustice. I have such a. It's super easy for me to boycott shit that I'm not down for. Like I have a really strong sense of like, here's the line on my morals, and when that's crossed, like you're fucking done.
But dude, like again, I came in here. I don't know. I wanted to talk about tattooing with you. I wanted to talk about your music with you. But there's more to that now. Like this episode's absolutely going to be about fatherhood.
No.
Like you've no idea. Like, and again, you don't have to. And this is more. If I can edit this out. But more for you, I think it'd be quite cool. Like there was like you just said, you gave a quote there about what fatherhood means to you or what it's taught you, and you're like done. If there was a message, if Zephyr was here right now, there's two questions I haven't finished. If Zephyr was here right now, like what would you say? Like if you were talking as a dad to him, what would you say?
But I don't care what you accomplish. As long as you're trying what you feel is the hardest. And when you don't meet the occasion, when you fail at something, that you can give yourself grace. Those are probably some of the things I've struggled with the most. Like, if there's one thing I wish I was like better at in my day-to-day, it's like not beating myself up so bad when I fuck up.
Yeah.
Because everybody fucks up. One of my ex-girlfriends told me one time, she's like, man, one of the most unattractive things about you is that like people burn you and you always give them the benefit of the doubt, but you're never willing to give yourself the same grace. And I was like, yeah, whatever, dude, fuck you. Like, you don't know. That's how I grow, like, be macho about it. Like, no, that's, you got to break yourself down to build yourself up. And like all this bullshit that we've kind of either been told or told ourselves as men. That's how to like man up and get through life. But I don't think it's that. I think like, I wish I was better at just giving myself a break.
I was going to ask you one more, but I want to ask you two more, because it's actually for the people who don't have the strong father figure that you are or have had. Like, what would you say to people watching or listening who haven't had that dad in their life? Like, how would you give them hope or advice?
Find that I think it's really important to have a masculine presence as a man growing up. And I know a lot of my best friends that either lost that early on in life or never had that. And it's affected all of them in super profound ways. My dad has been a figure for a lot of them that has proven to be like a really big influence in their life. And I've seen like the good that can come of that. So I would say like find that person, not one of these red-pilled fucks like Andrew Tate and shit online, but
man.
like find that
People are hurt.
masculine man who doesn't have to fucking act like a macho.
Yeah.
And like that's a man.
Yeah.
Like, that dude who like just really does his shit and like is responsible for his shit and takes care of his family and takes care of himself and doesn't fucking blame women for every problem in life and doesn't assume that they only want me because of my money or whatever the fuck. Like, no, dude, like...
That's scary.
And I think right now, like, the young generation really needs masculine figures. Not just guys who don't have a dad, but, like, just in general, like, masculinity... The idea of what it is to be masculine has, like, changed a lot over my lifetime. And I think, I think we need better male figures in general.
You can
Yeah,
do
go ahead.
absolutely. Go ahead. I don't want to interrupt your day to day.
So yeah, I would say to that person, like, go find that. Go find that outside of you. You know.
Come on in.
No, you're fine.
No, come in. This is fine. It's good. The more activity. We're doing a podcast. This man is very interesting. He's got an incredibly interesting life. It's gonna move you.
So yeah, just like go find that model of masculinity that fits for you and is respectful. And
Yeah.
everyone needs one, right? Every dude needs a way. Just like every woman needs a woman figure to figure out how to be a woman. Like, there's no rule book. Like, all we have is our influences and the people around us. And if we're surrounding ourselves with a toxic version of, masculinity or something that's not actually going to push the human race forward, then like we don't need that.
And this is my last question, because I know I've got you for
fine.
an hour 10.
No, you're good.
And if I was ever looking at this, I'm always like keeping a look at mics and just angle and stuff to make sure it's okay for the people watching. Is there anything you'd like to say to your mum and dad?
I mean, yeah, thank you. Thanks for showing love and honesty. Thank you to my mom for just always being the like model of unconditional love
Yeah.
that I think every person in the world needs. And thank you, my dad, for like wanting to teach, wanting to always be a model, or even in things that he wasn't doing right. Like, he wanted everything he did to be a teaching moment. So I thank them, infinitely for that. And yeah, just like they're a part of my journey, and I think we're a pretty good blend, humans in general, of like nature and nurture.
Yeah.
And not all of the nurture comes from your parents. A lot of it comes from your peers.
Yeah.
What cultural system you grew up in, what types of things indoctrinated you as a child, because we all got indoctrinated by something, But yeah, so just thank you, like, to them.